Liberal arts. You took me back to college. And that lovely Elizabeth Olsen.
She's lovely. I needed someone lovely.
You did. You found someone
and I found
lovely.
someone.
Yeah.
Did you go to a small liberal arts college?
I did.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Colorado College.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And
that's
I have a
about...
niece at Kenyon.
Oh, is that right?
Where I assume that's where we were,
That's where
right?
we shot it,
And that's
where I
you
went. I wrote, stuff in the chapel and the theater and the bookstore and everything. And we did a location scout, and everyone said, wow, this is the easiest location scout I've ever done. I'm like, yeah, because I wrote it for the chapel and the theater and the bookstore. Like, I knew what I was writing for. But they were amazing to us. The whole town, just whatever we needed. We never really got shut down, and we stayed in campus housing, and it was kind of like bringing a group of a film crew back to college for a month, but you were making a movie instead of going to class.
I was like, Ohio, when does Ohio look that beautiful? Usually it feels like it's two seasons, either really hot and muggy or snow, and it was...
Well, that's a particular, I mean, I think they were trying to ape like New England, small liberal arts colleges, so all the, Gothic architecture and everything. It's just like this weird kind of Brigadoon-esque hilltop college that you just, if you can drive by it and miss it, or you drive up and there's this beautiful school.
Right. Obviously your character, Jesse, is going through a kind of, you're 35 and you're like, what's going on in my life? You're obviously don't really know what you're doing. And you go back to when you think was perfect.
Yeah.
In college.
Yeah,
so how much of that is happening with you?
Well, I think I dealt with my college nostalgia, wanting to kind of climb back into the womb of it was like 4 or 5 years after college. Like I really dealt with that. That hasn't been a 30s thing for me. I'm not uninspired by my job the way Jesse is, and I don't feel as lost as he is. I just thought for the purposes of that character, it would be better to have him really be fumbling in the dark and then feel kind of newly awakened by this relationship with this girl.
What makes you want to open yourself up to this kind of process and write and direct and get the money?
I just keep coming back to the process of making these movies has been the most satisfying thing I've done creatively in my life. It's just been really thrilling to me. It's made me feel just kind of alive creatively in a way that I can't get otherwise as just an actor.
If you had to pick, if tomorrow you could only do one act, write, direct, which one would it be?
Oh man. Well, I kind of think the writing and directing, they're inseparable for me at this point. And I feel like like if I had to retire from acting now, I've actually done quite a bit that you could look back on and say, hey, this was a nice run, But I still feel like there's a lot more to do as a writer-director, and that excites me. Like it's like not just playing an instrument, but like having a whole orchestra to kind of say, okay, now a little more violin, a little less cello or whatever. So I think that.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thanks
for talking.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching the movie.
I did. I watched the movie and I was like very impressed.
Thank you.